Welcome back. Here we are, back flying Huey, and so this is the Nimbus UH-1 Huey, and we have the setup for the medical adventures. So quite nicely done, and Huey is quite big. I mean, it does have quite a lot of room there. Good. Guten Abend nochmal an alle. Yeah, so in case you're not familiar with this place, if you don't know where we are currently in Innsbruck. We are in Innsbruck on a hospital helipad. So we'll get our mission in a second, and then we're going to start up and we're going to fly, pick up a patient. So we've got to find a hurt patient, which isn't that difficult, but we've got to land near the location. And this is actually quite interesting because, especially here in the mountainous terrain, it can be quite a challenge. This afternoon when I practiced, we actually had to land on a mountain and find a little field between trees to land on. So we're going to have to see. And then, of course, depending on the weather, you know, if it's windy, it can be even more of a challenge. Maybe at some point you can't even do it. But we'll see. At the moment, the weather is nice. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Cool. So we've got a patient about 10 miles south of us that we have to find. And the little app is called Adventure Pack. The Nimbus helicopter comes with its own firefighting mod, which we will use afterwards. Not yet. That is also an option. We can see that currently we've got a lot of fuel. We don't need that much fuel. We need about 150 kilograms. That's enough. So total weight is 2.7 tons at the moment. And let's see. Rest is good. Alrighty. So let's put that down here. Where does it least have to be an issue? All right, let's come back here and let's take our seat. Although, let me have a look. Can we close that? Yeah, let's close that door. And also, I'm not sure whether there's a click spot. Let's close that door as well. Okay, Huey. The good thing about the Huey is that. Yeah, exactly. I was in DCS, and it's great to find different flights and platforms to feel the differences, you know, in the aircraft modeling, in the aerodynamics, etc. So hands down, I've tried the Huey in DCS. I've tried a Huey in X-plane. I can see look at that needle that's moving a bit here in airspeed indication. So it is a bit windier. I've tried the Huey in Max FlightSim, and the best modeling and the most challenging is of course in DCS. I'm not saying it's the most realistic, it's just the most challenging, and for me the most fun. Then comes X-plane, and then yeah, Microsoft, as you would expect regarding aerodynamics. It has a more kind of console feeling, you know, a gamey feeling there, but that's just the way it is. I mean, visually it would be Microsoft, then DCS, and then, well, I mean, you'll see that in a minute. It has become quite nice looking, doesn't it? I mean, with map enhancement, right? So just going to check. It is running, so all good. Just going to check the latest weather quickly. Yeah, it's like I said, X-plane has come along a long ways in terms of visuals. All right, so we got 050 at 5. Altimeter is 1022 currently. 1022, which is let me see, 1022. 1022. Q and H in 3018. That is 3018. Yeah, 2,000 feet. That matches up. Alrighty, Cool. As we've learned in DCS, we've got the generator main on. Here comes the battery on. And then we are going to have a quick look here. Yeah, I'm going to put the fuel pump on. Force trim on. The rest here is AC phase, essential bus. That's in start for the generator. Now we're going to open up the fuel. Let me quickly check something here so that you guys can see the collective in a minute. So that is full down, and now we're going to get fuel idle setting. Good. And we are good for engine start. Clear to start. Here comes the ignition. Monitoring the ITT. Keep pressing the starter until we get about here, about 50% RPM. Avimar, hello, welcome back. Well, Avimar, I mean, it is the Huey, but obviously it's an X-plane, and so it is a bit different with the setup. Right, I'm going to start fuel very slowly. I'm increasing the throttle here. There it is. Careful with the exhaust gas temperature. Now getting the RPMs up to 70. There it is. Yeah. Not sure why that goes that far, but that's a bit weird. Normally wouldn't do that. There we go. Right, then we're going to put this to gen. Main inverter on. For the instruments, going to check the heading here. North is looking good. Radios will obviously go on as well. But what we could do, theoretically, we could put this to new radios if we wanted to. Power. Here we can put this to transmit and guard. Here we don't really need that. And that will be transponder. Code A. Norm. Alright. So our patient is waiting. Everything started up. Let me see if you guys... don't need to see my leg. Actually, hang on. Can we change that? No, it's not zoomed in correctly, is it? We're going to leave that off. It's not that... Right, there we go. And then the collective, though, that's the more interesting part, really. There it is. So we're going to start pulling on the collective until we get to about 90%, 85-90% torque there. Add already a little bit left rudder input. I just realised I have my Moser not yet configured. We'll do that in a minute. Let's get the aircraft lifted. And get it pointed to the south. We go. To music. Yeah. Dramatic. Right. Just need to start my Moser app here because I have a feeling that yet. The feel. Right, let me get my profile working here. Alright, let's see. Does that work? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so off we go. Woo! A little bit of aerobatics in here. Just for entertainment. So same thing here. We try to stay below 100 knots. Otherwise it does get a bit shaky. So great, the Moser feedback. So that the stick shakes ever so slightly, giving you, you know, the kind of the feedback from the rotor. Very cool. So we have 9 miles to go. Try to fly a little bit faster. We'll find the patient. A bit of coffee. Careful not to spill anything. The way they look at each other. Beautiful. But didn't I put this to... Hang on. Not auto zoom. Why does it do that all the time? There we go, that's better. Nice. 7 miles to go. Lovely big bridge there. Very easy. So of course this region is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, great stuff. Now my wife and me are planning to come here to Innsbruck next year for a hiking trip. So, because it's an awesome area to go hiking. Zillertal, but even in the Innsbruck area here, it's so good. Yeah, so Ulas, I have those add-ons as well. I have some modern add-ons, and yeah, I will fly them as well. But I think for learning right now, honestly, I just feel that the Huey is just great, right? Without any augmentation stuff, it just really helps to just learn the basic flying of the helicopter. So 4 miles to go. We'll start from flying a bit lower. So I'm lowering the collective to get a bit of descent rate, trying to keep the speed around about 90 knots. Hey, Mundos. Yeah, true, the sound's also great. Gives you a nice kind of immersion, right? Now, add a bit more right rudder input. Fly a bit more coordinated. So the injured person is somewhere below us there. So let's descend further. But like I said, the interesting thing now is trying to find... There's a marker where the person is when you get close. But the real challenge then is to find a landing spot close enough, you know, nearby, that will be counted as valid. But yeah, is free to land on. So you can imagine rainfall now, low kind of cloud ceiling, rainfall, and maybe even nighttime with all those power lines around you. I think so, Nizam. To my understanding, the pilot in command in the Haleys usually sits on the right hand side, yes. Please correct me. Yeah, Avenger says that too. Okay, 1 mile. We're getting close. Be careful with the power lines there. Oh, there he is. So there's the marker. So there's the injured person. Probably some hiker. Let's see where that is exactly. Okay, down there. So this is actually an easy one. So we can just put it down on the field there. So I'm just going to get my aim spot. It's just like a runway there, really.
Okay, we are in sight. Prepare for landing.
Oh, there's even the person. I can see him now. Interesting. All right, so let's be careful not to get into VRS. And there's a power line there. Be careful of that too. Yeah. So hard to see the ground, and it's hard to see your actual speed. Oh no! Right, we need another helicopter to pick us up. Oh. Why did that turn? I had full input there. Alright, try again. Oh, gotta put this on pause quickly. Get the map. Yeah, sometimes it puts you right on the edge of the helipad, which is a bit worrisome. So let's correct that. Alright. Hang on, what happened there? So I just got a jingle there. Hold on. Not ideal, no, not ideal at all. Right, let me try again. Oh. Hold on. let's reload completely. Alright, and then my controls. I'm not too happy at the moment with the controls. Let me try a different profile there. Come on. Right. That's better. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, Gunman, thanks. I bought one for the water because I had the same issue then, you know, regarding water waves. That works quite nicely, but yeah, for land I need that as well. Yeah, Gunman, do you have maybe a link to that? That would be great. Anti-collision light on. All right, let's go again. Oh, you don't remember what it's called? Okay. Not in max Appins. Some reason, so what I'm missing, that it spools up completely. Yeah, now it's like in the green band, so I have to put this like all the way up. Oh, wait. Alright, let's try again. I'm not sure whether it's with the Moser profiles at the moment, or if X-Plane doesn't send the correct feedback to Moser. Just need to troubleshoot that a bit. It still feels a bit different to what I had this afternoon. Now it's configured, it's receiving data. Oh, weird. How can this feel so different? Let's try this profile. So one thing you've got to realize is that the cyclic, as this is called, right? It's not center. It doesn't have a center spring, if you like. So it doesn't go back to center. So it just stays in the position that you put it in, right? Now normally the flight stick that I have, the Moser, simulates this, but I'm not getting the spring tension for that. So when I let go of the stick, it falls to the side, which it shouldn't do. Try that one more time. So it's really like, you know, you try to coordinate everything, and then you just leave the stick where it is. You don't move the stick anymore, right? And then you have another option to force trim it, but to reset the force trim, so that you can put the stick back to neutral. It's kind of weird. It feels so different to this afternoon. All right, let's try to get the landing correct this time. And that's I haven't crashed for quite some time. I had like, I don't know, I would say 10 flights without crashing. And our first landing, I crashed. That's it. It was even the easy landing spot. Wide open field. So no joke this afternoon, no practice. I had a landing field, literally something like that there. It was just tiny. Well, of course you don't believe me now. Yeah, right. I can even land on a small ship. Yeah, I agree, Fishbone. Yeah, it just makes you focus so hard. Exactly. And I mean, you know, what is flight simulation? Why are we using flight simulators? Is that to get immersed into a simulation, to simulate some scenario, which we find, you know, challenging and interesting? So, for me personally, what I do when I fly this, like this in a scenario, I'm like, okay, so now imagine you're a real-world helicopter pilot getting called out, and the weather isn't that beautiful. Let's say the weather is, you know, it's rainy, it's maybe even dark, and then the station that calls you, they don't tell you where your limit is, right? They don't tell you you can't fly, right? You, the pilot, you would have to make that decision. But imagine the consequences if you say, I'm not going to do the flight. It could mean, you know, life or death, or potentially then for that person to die because you're deciding not to fly. So, you know, it's one thing to fly an airliner, let's say, and you're landing somewhere where the weather is bad, and then you decide, oh, you know what, going around, and we're diverting, all right? I mean, there's no people's lives at risk at that moment, right? But here, turning down a mission because you feel like it's unsafe, you know, I'll give you an example. You know, let's say you're supposed to call and call out and land somewhere or hover somewhere in the storm over the Atlantic, or, you know, because there's a sinking ship, right? Wow. So that's the thing. I'm trying to get immersed. You know, I have these thoughts. I'm like, yeah, big respect, huge respect for the people that do this IRL, and, you know, save lives on a daily basis in all conditions. Yeah, too much immersion. Yeah. Right, 2 miles around the corner. Do I know the song Golf November? No, I don't think so. No. Oh, I'm using map enhancement. And map enhancement also has, yeah, autogen now. I'm not using, that's not SimHaven. I am using, oh, there we are. There we go. Right, let's start descending. And I'm going to be careful with the power lines. Let's see if we get this in a hover prior to getting there. There's actually someone lying there in the field. How tragic. I didn't see that person this afternoon because this afternoon is like in the right, let's see, let's try to put this down now without much movement. Right, action. Come on, guys.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Right, let's go. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Matt Skyper. Just type the name of the YouTube channel. You can't put a link directly because I don't think you're subscribed here. Alright. So take care of them. Let's load them into the...
Patient on board, ready for takeoff.
Oh, it is. It does work. Oh, look at it. We've got the patient on board now. How cool is that? Oh, for the song, Golf November. Thank you much, Matt Skype. Thank you. Okay, so let's rev up the engine again. So the ETT right now is way too high. So I don't know why it needs to go to over limit. And I think that's a bit of just an issue with the add-on. Because in DCS that doesn't happen. Let's close the doors. And let's fly back to the hospital, but let me go direct. Behind us, cool. Careful of the power lines. Those trains are having a race. GG's. Alright, let's head back. Let's hurry up. Hey Fischkopf, nochmal vielen Dank für die call regarding that that person that we had to ban. Thank you so much for that. I don't know what it is. It's now my flight controls are just so kind of weird again. Strange. I don't know what's going on today. What do you mean? What time is it? It's only, what, 11 o'clock? Do you have an early shift tomorrow, Fishcop? Nate, no. So the Toby, I guess if you don't use any other add-on regarding camera add-ons, then probably you should be okay. So if you just use the new pad, 10 viewpoints, then probably you could use the eye tracker. But as soon as you get some sort of camera mode, like X camera or Aura X, then it's a nightmare regarding Tobii eye tracker. Yeah, lovely. The thing is, so even X-Plane, compare X-Plane now to what it was like even 5 years ago. So how things have improved, right? Hey, Pete, wie geht's? Who's asking regarding a training mission? Yeah, so I'm using, right now, I'm using a payware plugin called Adventure Pack, FXP. It gives you, different, I can show you the rest of the adventures. So you can do medical stuff on land. You can do that in the mountains even, regarding a hoist. And then you can do...
The gift from you to you. Enjoy the gift itself.
Avia, thank you so much again for your support. And thank you so much for flying along with me. 10 gifted subs. So, Avimar, vielen Dank. Thank you so much. And those that just gifted, please say a big thank you to Avimar for his generosity. Thank you so much for that. Avimar, yeah, and I hope you have enjoyed. I know you've enjoyed the shared couple flight. Much appreciated. And Avimar, yeah, don't forget though to save some money for maybe a helicopter collective. Because if you said that if you are enjoying VFA flying, then helicopter flying is for you, trust me. This is so much fun. It is fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, look at the scenery here. Unbelievable. This is just absolutely beautiful. Oh, Avimar, I have to thank you. So Avimar, it's great to have someone as knowledgeable and as motivated as you are to do this kind of content on stream. Because it does take a lot of courage to, to do this in front of 150, sometimes 200 people live on stream, right? Knowing potentially, you can mess up, right? So I do it, I do it regularly, not just the messing up, but I mean the entertainment. So for me, it's a daily process, right? Here's a ski jump. Alright, let's get to the helicopter. We've got a patient on board. Whew, now comes the tricky part again. So I see the helipad already. So let's start the descent and slow down. What's the advantage of collective? It's just, for one, it's the immersion, and for two, you can fine-tune the collective this way. It has a huge travel, so it just gives you a lot more fine control, which you do need in helicopters. Messing up is part of fun. Yeah, that's true. That's a good way of looking at it, Aliomar. Right, let's now be careful not to get into VRS. VRS. Oh, come on. So here you can only dive like forward to get out of the VRS. Now, again, I don't know what's wrong with the flight controls. Recenter them. Let's try that. So what is weird, when I slow down, so now everything's centered, right? And I'm already in a hover, so there shouldn't be much change in forces. But then suddenly the flight controls just completely change their feel. Yeah, so today I can't, like in DCS for example, I can't kind of find that sweet spot on the flight controls. Again, it's really strange. Also, one thing I notice here compared to DCS, so the ground effect here, which is quite pronounced in helicopters, is actually not very strong here. So, hey, greetings to New York, Queens. Nice. So let's open the door here. Let's go outside. Let's not fall off the platform. Where am I? I'm off the platform already. Come on. Oh. Yeah, it's a problem landing on a platform up above you. Where am I? Come on, get me to the platform. There we are. So here's the platform. Let me get this door open.
Patient saved. Good job, guys.
I love the motivational music. Great stuff. Cool. So that's one demo. Now we're going to demo something else. Now let me get the firefighting version. Let's go. Yeah, of course, you can map, a collective to some other axes, absolutely. But like I said, it's just the fine tuning, in my opinion, is just so much more easier when you do it. Right, so now we have this beautiful California fire helicopter. What we're going to do, we're going to change the loadout. So we're going to get away from medical, and now we're going to do firefighter. So now we've got the firefighting plugin working. So the idea is then to, yeah, Matt Scapper, have a good one. Thanks again for the link. Okay, you've seen a do-it-yourself collective. Also nice. So the thing is, in order to get some water in here later, so we have, I think, a full load at the moment, but once we've dumped that on the fire, we have to then pick up some more water. And of course, we'll do that in the river. But for that, I need to get the... that should be settings... custom... Yeah, that should be my settings there. So it's a little mod so I can see waves on the water, which makes it easy for me to then hover over the water to get some water. And that's not actually... that's actually pretty hard to do. So I'm going to close that door and then hose length. Let's see. Good. All right. Let's actually let's go here into drone and oh, hello, drone. I was in the walk around mode. All right. Now we actually have to set some fires. So we're going to find ourselves an area where, unfortunately, we're going to have fire. Now let me put this. We've got a river here. It's getting a bit hazy now. And let's see. Oh yeah, so what you can do as well, it does work, but it's a different plugin. So you can do the firefighting here as well. You can see there's many different adventures you can do. So VIP transport, spraying, crop spraying, tree cutting. How fun is that? Racing, air show. Yes, different adventures you can choose from. But right now I'm using the Nimbus, so the helicopter own kind of. Oh yeah, let's be following. So what we're gonna do, we have to point down straight down, because that's where the fire will be placed. And then what we can do. So let's say we're gonna have some fires here, which are potentially endangering the house here, right? Let's say it's a hospital or something, I don't know. So that's what we're going to have to extinguish. So let me have a quick look why. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully it starts, otherwise I have to reload the whole sim. But I have no sounds, strange. Oh, now I have sounds. There we go. Pure maniac. So here we've got some controls it's for the water spraying. So we can select 1 or 2 doors. Master's on. And then we got the water level indication here. Right. So that way you can see. All right, let's head over, shall we? Hopefully the controls are okay this time. Ooh, it's heavy. That's one thing, I can feel the helicopter now with the water being loaded a lot heavier. It's really having a hard time to lift off and accelerate. Look at that, I can see the smoke. That's actually quite a neat smoke simulation there. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Because it literally dumps the fuel within like, you know, 4 or 5 seconds, right? So you can dump the fuel on a flyby. Or you can go a bit slower. And make sure you hit the fire. Right, so there's one fire closest to the building. I'm going to try to extinguish that first. Now I've got a button bound for the water dump. So it should make it a little bit easier. Problem is that once I fly over the fires, I'm not going to see much, am I? Right, let's see. And let's dump it. There we go. We didn't put anything out. That was not successful yet. Now comes the hard part. Now comes the hard part. Having to refuel. I mean, getting at the water again. So I've got to find a spot somewhere here where the river's a bit wider. I think here it is. So whenever this happens, what I do is I try to recenter the controls, the force trim. But it's just really weirdly behaving now. Into the VRS. Cool. Let's try to hover over the water now. And like I said, I've bought a little plugin that should hopefully show me the water surface a bit better once we get closer to it. So standard textures make it really hard to judge your height. There we go. Okay, so now we're getting closer. way too high, aren't we? Come on, this must be low enough now. No? No, it was still not low enough. Come on. There we go, now we're taking on water. Come on, come on. There we go. Almost. Oh, we're getting heavier. I need to pull back more and more on the collective. There we go, now we're full. Let's go. We're doing it with the longer hose. Things in life sometimes, right? So. Oh, you might know, I'm not landing, I'm refueling. Refueling water for the fire. It does. So Ulas, the other app that I just showed, the adventure app, that actually has a basket. But I found this animation better. So the fire animation here is much better with the Nimbus compared to the adventure pack. All right, so let's see if I can finally get myself right over it without getting too close. That's the problem when you get into smoke. You lose situational awareness. So I'm going to try overfly slowly again. And then try to dump the water that way. Okay, wish me luck. Here it goes. Oh, I think we've got one. Hang on. Oh yeah, we did put out one. We managed to extinguish one of those fires. Race against time. But you get the idea, right?
Now that's how pros do it.
And like I said, it's a nice kind of adventure out of it. If you get bored with, you know, just flying A to B in airliners, I kid you not, this is something that just really tries to get you out of your comfort zone. And so you need to learn how to fly a helicopter, stabilize a helicopter. No, I don't like it too. guys. This visibility is a bit meh. So let me just turn around here. I don't know what it is today with the controls. All right. So let's see if we can stay stable here. Now we're gonna get down again, close enough, without dropping into the water. Come on, we're there. We're in the water. Give it to me. Come on. Wow, that's how low you have to be to take on water. Oh, careful. Right. Got enough. Sorry for the crazy flying today, guys, but my flight controls here are completely off. I don't know what it is. Oh, is it? Hang on. Ah, hold on. I'm just going to try something here, guys. Give me a second. There was one setting here in general. This model per frame. Maybe that's something I changed today. Maybe that's causing an issue. Alright. Let's see. Good. I'm going to do one more run here then. What I'm going to do, just as a comparison, I'm going to go back to DCS. And we'll fly the second Peacekeeper mission there. But I can tell you, it's a challenge. It's nice. It's just something different, and it's really satisfying if you learn to fly the helicopter, control it. But this is tough. Yeah, we didn't put out anything there in this room, so you get the idea. It is tough. It is tough. And then let's go to DCS. It's getting really hazy now. I mean, but yeah. Although, yeah, it's strange. I don't know what it is now. I'm confused, really. I'm hoping that's why I want to go to DCS, because I just have a feeling that there the flight controls are more reliable with the feedback. Oh, another thing, hang on, one more thing, which may be a problem. So they did say you're supposed to, no, that's what I have. All the control sensitivities are at 0. You like the way the trains are racing each other? Yeah. Alright, let's see. Let's try to land this thing now. Here. And there. Come on. That. So normally would be 2 minutes waiting time. Use a rotor brake to slow down the rotation of the rotor quicker. That's quick. All right. Cool. All right. Let's batteries off there. Cool. All right. So like I said, we're going to go quickly. If you have the time, what time is it? Yeah, half an hour. So the mission that we're going to fly here on DCS is actually a nice challenge. It kind of gives you interesting idea to check a hole in the fence somewhere and then pick up some cargo. So let's see how that goes. And again, I'm curious to find out, because like this, I don't think anything changed with the profile in general. So just to get my point across, right? So this is the profile. You see how it's not center springed, but it should actually stay. It kind of falls off to the side, which it shouldn't do. Normally it would stick there. So I'm not sure why it doesn't. All right. Why is that not showing? Hang on. Sterile. Copy. DCS. Come on. Right. There we go. All right. Cool. So campaign. So routine work it's called. I'm going to play that again, and I'm just going to have a look here if I can find a way to Fishbone. Right. Right. Let's see. Maybe I just need to get the center spring a little tighter there. Spring. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You see, that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, sure, you know, the... yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so maybe I have changed something in the settings. So what's happened to my other... Where's my collective gone? Ay. There we go. Okay. So there's a lot of chit chat going on there.
Hey, good evening. You're Johannes, right? I'm Frederick, your new co-pilot, but my call sign is Lex. Our first mission together will be an easy one. We are assigned to do an inspection and documentation of a broken fence part along the blue line. I have marked the location on your map. Some ground forces are already on site. They are transmitting on 44.2 FM. This will help us to find the location. Let's get the helicopter started and finish our mission quickly. I want to be home quickly. You know, my wife is organizing a barbecue tonight with the whole squadron, and she hates if I come late. And you should come as well. It's a great opportunity to get to know the whole squadron.
Hi Lex, nice to meet you. Yeah right, I am Johannes, but my call sign is Yo. Sounds like a great idea with the barbecue tonight. I'm in. So let's finish our mission quickly. I'm starting the helicopter.
I have one issue. My Toby is not recognized. Give me a quick adjust controls. Head tracker. Let's rescan devices. Okay. Yeah, what a difference, right? In scenery. I agree. But I have a problem right now, and I do need the head tracking. Sorry. I need to restart that. Toby. Game Hub app. Just make sure that I have that running. Games. DCS World. So it should be working. Right. Let's see. You have too many devices? Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. But I mean, the Toby does help a lot, especially in DCS. In Microsoft and X-Plane, you can set viewpoints. So with the other apps like Aura X or Chase Plane, you have your fixed viewpoints, and you have a button bind somewhere to quickly switch around these different viewpoints, right? So, hallo, schlaf gut. So the let's do campaign. Yeah, here in DCS though, it doesn't allow that. It doesn't allow external apps like Chase Plane, right? So the only thing it does allow is Toby, but of course that has to work. Otherwise, we have a problem. Quite like this mission because it's so beautiful with the lighting and the scenery. There we go. Now it's working. Cool. Alrighty.
Hey, good evening. You're Johannes, right? I'm Frederick, your new co-pilot, but my call sign is Lex. Our first mission together will be an easy one. We are assigned to do an inspection and documentation of a broken fence part along the blue line. I have marked the location on your map. Some ground forces are already on site. They are transmitting on 44.2 FM. This will help us to find the location.
And we have to go here.
Let's get the helicopter started and finish our mission quickly.
Yeah.
I want to be home quickly. You know, my wife is organizing a barbecue tonight for the whole squadron, and she hates if I come late. And you should come as well. It's a great opportunity to get to know the whole squadron.
I appreciate the invitation. Thank you.
Hi Lex, nice to meet you. Yeah, right, I am Johannes, but my call sign is Yo. Sounds like a great idea with the barbecue tonight. I'm in. So let's finish our mission quickly. I'm starting the helicopter.
Let's go. Here we're going to EGT, right? Same kind of layout with instruments. I mean, it's still a Huey after all, the older versions. Nate, I take it your wife's not listening. So now, if I add fuel here, right? Carefully monitoring the exhaust gas. Try not to get over the limit there. So now the governor or the FADEC, whatever. So So 251.7, roger that. 2517. Transmit. Now I have to get into the co-pilot seat quickly, because otherwise I don't see the switch positions here. There we go. And that's that. Then on this side again, I'm going to put this transmit receive. IFF on standby. And we are good to go. Right. So let's see how this aircraft flies. Press space bar.
Good evening, Sakura Tower, Springfield 1, single UA.
Yeah, it does. The newer Hueys. They have like two engines, right?
Springfield 1, Sakura Tower, good evening. The new voice, wind is 091 at 2 knots. You're cleared for takeoff helipad 5 and departure to the south.
To slave that.
Springfield 1 copies. Cleared for takeoff, departure to the south.
150. So 150, 150. Clear takeoff. Proceeding to the east. And then taking off. Sounds also very nice here. Yeah, it does start up very fast. Yeah, I agree. And here the force trim resets. It works much nicer. It still resets too easily back to the normal. Now, they did have a frequency for us to tune in the ADF. Let me just find that. Yeah, Blue 1, 442 it is. So now I have an indication here that I can home in on. So when I center that needle there, that's when I know that I'm going directly to that that signal. Oh, really? And Fishcom has a sterile cockpit sign. My wife, she would like hair. Sterile? Your room? I don't think so. So you can see the border. Now, I'm not going to dial in the radio because I had, you know, the other day I told you guys about potential copyright strikes. Exactly that happened again. So, playing that music there. But I have to say, so aerodynamically, flight model wise, this is beautiful. It's not easier compared to X-Plane. It is just overall just kind of more balanced. Two helicopters on top of me. Ooh, look at that. There seems to be some fighters up here. So I'm going to turn a little bit more eastbound, trying to center that signal again. There it is. 100 knots is a good speed. And I'm going to try to center all the forces here, trying to get everything nicely coordinated. Then I press re-center everything, so now I can let go of the stick. And it should actually fly beautiful. Oh, I have our autopilot here as well. There we go. It's a bit of a cheat, but it does help, especially on the longer trips. But this isn't long, this is like 5 minutes or so, and then we should be reaching the... We'll have to be careful now. We'll get a bit low. And we have to stay here on this side of the fence. So I've already seen there's some blue markers there. I can only assume it has to do with the borderline. I assume. Yeah, exactly. But the scenery looks good, doesn't it? I love how the trees are modeled and The little camps around here. Performance is nice. Sounds good. Oh, what's this? Some Humvees or something? Yeah, Fishbone, the thing is, I think they're enhancing the map there as well, right? Which is definitely needed. So really what's still missing is the maybe even the real world weather injection. That would be great. Hey MJ. MJ, did you... Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, MJ, I got your email. I will send you the voucher. I'll try that after the stream, okay? So this is the camp. We're going to pick up some cargo later, I think, although I'm not 100% sure. So have to be careful here. Try not to cross the border. So the border is somewhat crisscrossing here. You see, that's the border. I don't want to cross into... I think it's Israel, right? Welcome. And Ghost. So Ghost, I got your email as well, thank you. Radar altimeter, I need that as well. That's our height above the ground. So here we got to be careful. There's an insurgent stronghold there. So we're going to stay a little bit south of that. Which we will do. And like we are a peacekeeping mission here. UN. Oh, and there is. Guys, in case you do like the content here with the helicopters, there is a new... very, very interesting, very funny campaign coming out again for the Huey in the Marinas map. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Oh, and I've also tried. I practiced. To pick up some cargo that has been lifted via a cable, so that hangs below you. And here in DCS, it's crazy. You can feel the cargo when it moves around. The helicopter moves. It's crazy. It's just really tough, really hard to fly. There's the borderline again. So we're coming close now. So the cool thing is, the missions, the campaign gives you certain things to do, like here. So here we got to first of all hover near the hole of the fence for the other pilot to make some photos, and then we have to land nearby. Talk to the people on the ground there, and then they ask us if we want to do an extra mission to pick up some cargo for them, which of course we'll do. So we're trying to home in again on the signal. There it is. So we shouldn't be far now. slowing down. A spoiler.
I can see the blue line in front of us again. We should be close to the broken fan side. Can you see it? Visual. Okay, good. We set it in, get slow. Now the next stop is in about 15 feet. I will take some pictures of the broken fans while you hover next to it. So hold it steady. Welcome.
So now comes the tricky part again. Slowing down the helicopter, getting into hover. Without going into VRS. So the reason why I've switched on the radio altimeter is because we have to get to a 50-foot hover. So now we just gently ease it down towards that hole, 50 feet.
Lovely.
Like I mentioned earlier, here you can really feel the ground effect. So as you get very close to the ground, like within 15 feet, 10 feet, you can feel that cushion. You thought there's some mushrooms. The stones, yeah, they do look a bit weird. Heading 235, roger that. Oh really, Bits? The A320 is coming out next week? Okay. I will get it because I think people will be interested to hear what I think about it. From what I've seen so far. Hey Nate, take care, greetings. Thanks for watching. I would say it's potentially a nice add-on in the sense, you know, nice flying A to B, what most people are looking for. For the flight model, I don't expect too much to be different to the standard Microsoft flight model. But the big thing, only in Marketplace, okay, interesting. So the big thing for me is, how stable is it? Yeah, I can see it. Alright, let's slow down. So, I think that's the thing I'll look out for. Marketplace only. Okay, let's so we have to land on that helipad there. Let's see how we manage. That bump you may have heard just now, that's the airflow hitting the helicopter. Kind of a bump. Very characteristic. Don't know if travel forward, come on. Concentrate, come on. So like I said, here with the flight controls set that's this way, I just feel, I just can, with really small inputs, I can get a lot more precise compared to what we had in X-Plane there. That just felt so strange, so different. A little forward, let's go a little forward. But from what I've seen, they're not including any failures at the beginning, right? Yeah, I just get my own opinion. I just want to get my hands on it and then and see what it brings. I can say that I've been on an A320 as a passenger 3 or 4 times. It's a nice aircraft, but I've already heard some of the features in the real aircraft as well. Was it VNAV? They are
we're done.
quite silly.
You're good to go, and thank you for your help.
All right, let's go. And careful now with the.
Let's take that stuff, things the problems inside, and then RTD. How did I already on my way.
Yeah, my hover today is not that good. Right, so now I'm still at that station tuned, so let's quickly go back. Aviomar, I think it's pretty much like on the A350. I think they are potentially saying, you know, in the future there may be some failure simulation. Maybe we have some scripted GPS jamming, spoofing, whatever, right? But it's not going to be anything near add-ons like, you know, FENIX, the Challenger Hot Start 650, for example. So, but most people don't care. They don't worry about that. They don't really want any failures. Like I said, they just want, you know, A to B flying, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know, laughing about that. It's fine. Everyone uses the flight sim the way they want because they paid for it. So you have to respect that. Right, so let's concentrate again. Let's get the aircraft trimmed. And then slowly slow down. Heavy, forgot about that. I've got a lot of cargo on board. Yay. Not bad. Oh, not bad. That's alright. On the first pass. Yeah, Ulas, and that's, like I said, it's fine, right? So as long as they don't claim, you know, the big mistake they made with the A350, in e-builds that is, they claimed so much, and then it just blew up in their face because people, yeah, they knew right from the start something's not as promised, right? And then the worst thing then was the WASM, I don't know, pronounce that, but WASM crashes, and that really put them in the doghouse. But I think they've learned a lesson from that. So, you know, as long as they don't overpromise, and overhype. But unfortunately, flight simming these days with new products, and that's why I've left, or I'm not taking part anymore in this advertisement campaigns that come up every time when the new add-on hits the markets. Because in the end, you're always relying on those add-on makers, those companies, to deliver on their promises, and many times, you know, you can get really burnt, right? So, and lose your reputation as well. Okay, so my co-pilot needs his bratwurst, so let's go get him his bratwurst, shall we? See you next time, guys. Have the co-pilot fly for a few minutes here. Will I get the frequency 280? Oh yeah, that was on the ADF, wasn't it? 280 here. Hey, Captain Chaos, wie geht's? There it is. Oh, okay. I keep looking wrong. So now we are following this needle here. So this will be VOR if tuned, but that's ADF tuned, so we'll follow that. Fantastic. Cool. Oh, and let me. Let's enjoy the sunset, shall we? Flying home. But we've got to be careful. Oh no, we're out of that area already. Cool, no problem. Alright. Yeah, so Captain Chaos, we tried X-Plane, and I demonstrated some of these interesting adventures. So we have adventures to pick up some injured people, and then we did some firefighting. But today I didn't know what it was. The flight controls on the Huey there felt really weird. Different to what I had this afternoon. But now here in the DCS, it's great. It's beautiful. Love it. Yeah, DCS is looking good. And what I like, I mean, sure, you know, DCS is a lot about combat. So I'm not trying to sweet talk that. It's a combat simulation, right? But I like the fact that if you don't want to fight, there are a lot of missions, a lot of campaigns, you know, for the Huey or for... I'm not sure if there's already a campaign out for the Hercules. C-130, but oh.
Did you hear this?
Yeah, your stomach.
What? Tell me it's already making noises. You really are becoming a diva without me, huh? Man, shut up. Let's make home. My beer and my breakfast are already waiting.
Yeah, so for me, FSLabs is definitely still a very good add-on, but like Ulas is writing, for some reason, I'm not saying I've got terrible performance, but what I notice is that if I use SimApp Pro, I get constant, regular stutters, like every 5 seconds, and I can see that in the thread performance, right? And when I switch off SimApp Pro, which is not good because then all my peripherals don't work that I bought. I mean, I can use MobiFlight, which is a bit better in that regard, but doesn't really allow me to use all of my add-ons. So if I switch off SimApp Pro, the stutters get less frequent, but they're still there. Then maybe every 10 seconds. And I don't know what it is. I tried so much. So, you know, I get the 60 FPS pretty much 95% of the time. Yeah, and then on final approach, it can happen as well. You get more of these stutters. And I hope they fix this. The moment they fix this, I'll fly it more often again. Because I like the MEL stuff. I like the you know, persistent states, and the way the aircraft you know, just has failures over time, even little things, MEL items. But yeah, at the moment there's just so many other things I want to do. I don't want to spend time on add-ons that I don't enjoy. I'll keep a little bit further to the west here. I think think actually if we head to this peak here, then we should be heading towards the airfield. Yeah, Ulas, same for me. The weirdest thing, I'm not sure if you've noticed that, but once I got the PC that I have now, when I still had P3 installed, we did all the thing with P3 version 5, and even with the FSLabs, or let's say the PMG 747, I got the 60 FPS completely smooth with VSync. What experience! But of course, we all know the visuals, they just didn't keep up. Yeah, Fabi, I agree. But I mean, here in DCS, you have so many different options now regarding how to make your sim look. There's so many different presets. So, you know, for your monitor, for your settings, you can actually, you know, just get your sim look really, really nice, even bright daylight. Mr. Fukino, hello. Yeah, memes for me, the stutters are worse, because if you have like continuous, like, you know, let's say 35, 40 FPS, and you notice it when you pan around, or you do fast turns, but for me, what breaks my immersion are these stutters. Like the whole sim freezes for a split second, and your eyes notice it, your brain notices it, and that's just, I don't know, it just gets me every time. Let's see the camp. Has X-Plane 12 can't seem to fly anything other than because of performance? Yeah, and then you can't control the aircraft properly as well, yeah. Oop, fast here. Right, let's contact the base.
Control, Springfield 1, signal you inbound from the east request landing on helipad. Springfield 1, Northwest Tower. Good evening, Jen.
Oh, skill issue.
I just heard from the crew on the ground that you helped out. They want to let you know they are very thankful for your help and are already done with the repairs. I'm proud of you guys. Wind is 091.
I appreciate the thanks. All part of the job.
Springfield 1 copies. Clear to land on helipad 5. Hey Nina, you have any plans for tonight? Maybe you want to get to know our new pilot in person. So come and join the barbecue at Mars tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. See you
Flirting
later,
on the
bye.
job. Test. Land on helipad 5, roger. Not sure what to make of that. Yeah, DCS, I mean, you know, again, now with DLSS and VSync, it does work very nice, I agree. Still have to work on my approaches. Kind of the transition from, you know, 60 knots down to hover. That is still not the best, but we're getting there. I think for me, it's already great to see I'm not crashing every time. So now we're coming into that nice ground effect here. Don't really have to do much on the collective. Just ease forward a bit. Yeah, I would say at least more successful on average now. Alright, so we are on...
Now that's how pros do it.
I would say mission success today. Yeah. Alright, let's switch off all of the radios. We're spooling down. So this is like, you know, having it run in idle for 2 minutes. It's just to stabilize the turbine, right, and the engine itself, just to get it thermally stabilized before completely switching it off. Oh, wrong way. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Force trim, hydraulic, fuel pumps, battery, and let's get out. Oh, actually, I've got a button bind for that, don't I? Where was that? Where was that? Ah, there it is. Right, what we can do here as well is we can use that... Oh, hang on, where's the rotor brake? Doesn't this thing have a rotor brake? Usually would be up here. I guess the older versions didn't have that. So you just have to wait. Yeah, key bind, because it's like Control C or right Control C, so you have to use both hands for that. No, that I think it was a light. I don't know. This thing here, that was just, I think it's just a light. Yeah. Nothing else there. Yeah, normally the rotor brake is there. We saw that on other add-ons, yeah. Cool, guys. Once again, Avimar, vielen Dank. Thank you so much again for the 10 gifted subs. It was a pleasure to fly with you in the Challenger. Looking forward to the next flight. Thank you, everyone, for the support. And exactly, someone grabbed the rotor. And I will be back on Friday. And we're going to do a shared flight with MAN. Actually, it's going to be 2 flights with the scenario as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And my dear moderators, thank you so much for all the help. And I'll get the vouchers over to you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Black box.
Take care. Here's the outro.